Okay, so thank you everybody for coming, all the technical staff and coaches here at Excelsior Football Academy. We're here today to analyze some data that I've been collecting from our Excelsior Football Academy's Under-11s team. Okay, and the reason we are analyzing this data is because we're going to see how it can enhance the performance of our team. Alright? So what we've basically done is we've collected data of the goal scoring and creation methods for the 2013-2014 season. Alright, and the way that we did this was either me or my assistant coach would sit there during a game with a chart and would mark down 3 things every time one of our players scored a goal. 1, they were supposed to mark down what area of the pitch the goal was scored from. 2, the technical method that was used to score the goal. And 3, how the goal was created. Okay? So basically the how and the where of our goal scoring this season. Now we talked to all the players. They all gave us permission to use this data, and their parents as well. So that's great. We've played only 7 games so far in the season, as you can see here. And ideally I would have liked to have a little more data available to us, but I believe that by analyzing this data over this period of time, we can still look for ways, clues where we are doing well as a team, and where maybe we need to work on or tweak the performance. Okay? So let's just dive right into it now. 42 goals have been scored over 7 games, so that's a fantastic record, right? That's average of 6 goals per game, so I'm very, very happy. What I'm even more happy about is that, as you can see here, the goal scoring burden is being shared by about 9 players in the team so far. Alright, so everybody's chipping in with a lot of goals. We don't have a Messi or a Ronaldo who are scoring a lot of goals for us, but that's fine. I prefer it this way. This means that all of our players are technically capable of scoring goals, right? And it's good because if one of them gets hurt or falls ill or leaves us for another club, it's not like our goals are going to dry up, right? We've got goals in the team. So that's really great to see. As you can see from the pie graph, they're sharing goals around them. So that's good work. Not too much we need to analyze there. I think it's pretty good. This is where it becomes a bit more important. Area from which goals were scored. Alright, so as you can see, 76.2%, this blue area here, was goals scored inside the penalty box. Right? That's obvious, that's normal. The penalty box is where a majority of goals are scored from. It's the closest to the goal. Okay? But I'm also happy that we do have a variety of places, because 11.9% were scored from outside the penalty box. And that should actually read outside the penalty box central. Okay? Because we're not talking about the wings. We're talking about directly outside the 18-yard box. Alright? So that's good, 12%. And then another 10% scored from the right wing, and another 2.4% scored from the left wing. So I think we've got a pretty good balance from where our goals are coming from overall. Alright, so I don't think we need to analyze this data too much, although I was curious to see how this data compares to the data from the professionals. You know, the goal scoring, where do they score goals from? So I look at the Premier League. As you can see here, this is a Premier League goals analysis for 2011 and 2012. As you can see here, from inside the penalty box, 81%. So even higher than ours from inside the box. From outside the penalty box, 18% of goals. So a bit higher than ours as well. Where we did better was going from the wings. Only just about 1% came from the wings in the Premier League. Okay? So overall though, I think it's interesting to see it's a similar way that goals are being scored from inside the penalty box. Here we go. So we'll keep monitoring this data over the course of the season. But right now I don't think we need to act on it. I think it's good. We've got a variety of goals. I think we're good. Let's move on. The percentage of the types of goals. So now we're talking about technical methods for goal scoring here. Okay? 42.9% is the side foot, right? So our typical side foot that we work on in training with the kids. That's, they're using getting a lot of goals that way. 14.3% for the drives. Right, I'm guessing a few of these came from outside the box, right? That's a good method for scoring outside the box. Other is another 14.3%. Now, other could mean a bobble off the knee, it could mean an own goal, it could mean in off the chest. I mean, you know how it is at this level. Sometimes the ball comes in, it bounces off somebody and goes in. So Looks like we're getting quite a few of those. But I'm happy that we're also getting chipped goals, 12%. And driven goals, yes. Volleys, even 10%. Okay? So I think we have a pretty good balance here of the kinds of goals that we're scoring. If there's one area that would concern me a little bit with our goal scoring is the very few headers being scored. Alright, so that's 4.8% of headers. Now, oh boy, it's only maybe 2 goals out of 42. So, not that that's necessarily a negative thing, but it should lead us, when we're analyzing data like this, to ask why. Okay? The poor analyst goes, we need to work with our players on their heading because they're not scoring enough heading goals. And that might be true, but we need to ask ourselves the right questions here. Okay? Asking the right questions. Why so few headers? Are our players technically poor at heading? So that could be a reason. It's possible. Are they short? Are opposing defenders tall and big? Right? Is it something to do with the supply line? So maybe it's got nothing to do with the guys who are heading. Maybe it's the crosses coming in or the balls coming in or not coming in enough. Right? Is it something to do with our playing style or philosophy? That's possible. Okay? Because we teach the kids to keep the ball on the ground as much as possible. Right? Passing, movement. So it's possible we're just not getting enough balls into the air. Alright, now that what we have to do is we need to analyze more data. So we need to go over the next couple of games and ask ourselves these questions here. Okay, here's our action plan. How do our players measure up in height compared to the defenders? Okay, maybe it's a physiological problem, they're just not tall enough. How many times are passes, crosses being played in the air? Okay, because if 20 crosses are going in the air and we're not scoring any goals from them with our head, well, maybe that's a problem. Do they reach the intended target? Okay, does it reach the guy who's supposed to head the ball? Is contact made with the head? Now it's technical, right? Is he heading it properly? What's the outcome of the header? Right? Does he jump off one foot? Right? Does he head with his forehead and not the top of his head? Okay? And then once we have the answers to that, once we know what the problem is, that we're not scoring headers, is it technical? Is it tactical? Is it physiological? Is it a combination of all three? Is it even psychological? Maybe they just don't have the courage to jump up against a big defender and try to hit the ball. So it could be mental as well. But we have to analyze them. We have to look and see. And once we know, then we can plan training sessions as and if necessary to work on what it is. The technique, the tactics, whatever. Okay? So that's the action plan. This data helps us to know we're not scoring enough with our head. And we need to create well-rounded players who can score different kinds of goals. Okay? Why is that, and how can we fix it? Okay? Alright, how the goals were created. So here's the pie graph for that. I think we've got a pretty good balance overall. The highest, of course, is 26.2% from the right wing. So a lot of our goals are coming assisted from the right wing, 1/4 of our goals. 23.8% is coming from combination play around the box. So that's good, right? In a crowded penalty box, they're still combining well. Short 1-2s, quick passing, that's good. Other is 23.8% here. Now, other could be, maybe they're not clearing the ball properly and it's falling to us. It could be poor passes, interceptions inside the box. Okay, it could be own goals. Could be a variety of things. We're also scoring 10% from corners, so that's good work, I think. What else? We've got through balls. Okay, chipped passes probably could be better. Individual dribbling, those are only 1 goal apiece, 2.4%. Okay, so maybe that's something we need to look at. But for me, the main thing that really captures my attention about this data is the left wing crosses. Only 2.4%, all right, are being assisted from the left wing, as opposed to 26.2% coming from the right wing. All right, so clearly our right wing is a good source of goals and our left wing is not. Again, what do? We have to ask the right questions here. All right. Is our right winger technically superior? Maybe that's the reason. Is he faster? That's possible. Does he communicate better with other midfielders, thus receiving the ball more? Maybe he just gets the ball more because he calls for it. Okay? Who falls back more to track their fullback? Our left or right winger? Who is quicker in transition? See, that could be a thing. Maybe he's not doing a lot of work in attack, the left winger, but he's dropping back and tracking his fullback all the way into his own penalty box. So when we win the ball, he's just not getting forward fast enough. Or maybe he's not as quick in transition. We don't know. We have to look. We have to analyze these things in the next couple of games. Does our left winger get in the box more often than our right winger? That's possible too. Maybe he's not crossing, but maybe he's getting into the box to get on the end of crosses and he's scoring goals for us. You know what I mean? So it's not that he's not doing anything for the team, it's just a different role for him maybe. I don't know. We have to look, we have to analyze, we have to watch. Okay? So this data helps us to ask these right questions. It's not conclusive data. It doesn't tell us what we need to fix exactly. It tells us, here's a problem. Why is that a problem? We have to go figure out now. Okay? Alright, action plan. So we need to collect data related to the above questions from training sessions and matches and then evaluate accordingly. Alright, so we're going to do that. Work with the left winger and the other players if needed. Maybe it's a tactical thing to help increase the source of goals from the left wing without reducing effectiveness of the right winger. Alright, so we want to have a good balance between right and left wing being a source of goals. Okay? So that's that. The data is there for us to see. Like I said, it's not conclusive, but it sends us down the right path. It sends us looking for the right answers. And that's how this data can help us as coaches, as technical staff. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. Our action plans are there. We're going to be analyzing these things. We're going to continue to monitor this data over the next couple of games, over the course of the season. And it'll be interesting to see where it goes. Can we increase our effectiveness on the left wing, for example, in the second half of the season through working with the players because of that, the data we've analyzed. Yeah? Thanks again for coming, and I'll see you guys out on the training pitch. Alright? You have a good day. Take care. Can't be longer than 10 minutes or even 12. Okay, is that better?
It's not coming.
What?
Bird. Okay, it's not coming.
Weird. You turn it off? Well, you have to stop it.
Just partially, just like.
Try taking out the battery.
No.
Weird. Weird stuff.
Keep it like this. Never stop.
Teacher, oh, you have to save it, no?
Yeah, if you pause it.
Weird. That's so strange.
It's fine if you can go to the computer, we can edit it from there.
Yeah, but
Just cut it from here.
why is it not saving?
Maybe it hangs, that's why. It's hanging.
There you go.